In this episode, I want to share some things I think we should be doing anytime we're using some sort of mechanical advantage haul system to pull really hard on the river. If we're pulling a raft, a cataract, a kayak, whatever, these are things we should do to protect the people doing the pulling. Remember, we're just saving equipment. And so it's a real bummer when we hurt people when we're saving equipment. And so these are some things we can do, because when I'm pulling on a system, and this is a 3-to-1 right here, I'm creating high forces, I'm generating high forces, and things can break. And if D-rings break on the raft, the system under tension can fire back and hurt us, or this stuff could break and hurt us. So we want to do a few things to protect ourselves from that potential firing back and hopefully keep us safer. Because it's a real bummer when we're just saving equipment here and people get hurt while we're saving gear. That shouldn't happen. So the first thing I want to do is a 2-point self-equalizing anchor on the raft. I will personally never pull on just one D-ring. I know D-rings can pop and it will fire back. So attaching to 2 different D-rings at once spreads out the load, but if one breaks, it's still attached. All the stuff doesn't come firing back. And even better than a 2-point self-equalizing anchor would be a 3-point self-equalizing anchor, which I highly recommend. Another thing that we could do is add a redirect here. Again, a 3-to-1 like this, I pull within the line of fire. So if something breaks, it comes at me. But if I can add a pulley and redirect where I'm pulling from, then I can be pulling from outside of that line of fire. So I just add a pulley on here, put it on the carabiner, just like that. I'll need a third pulley, I'll need another carabiner to do this, but it's worth it because I'm pulling outside the line of fire. If stuff breaks, it's probably going to be in that line, and I'm out here just pulling out of the way. And I can get a good pull doing this. The downside of this is I need the extra equipment, but also in my tests at least, this does reduce the mechanical advantage a bit. We add another pulley, another change of direction, there's more friction, and we're kind of pulling, if you can see, we're pulling the system towards me, which you would think creates a vector pull, but when I've done tests measuring the input and output forces, this actually decreases it a little bit. So you're getting less overall mechanical advantage, but you are getting safety. The other thing we can do is add some sort of dampener on the rope. The classic thing to do is take a spare PFD. I wouldn't take somebody's PFD off necessarily, but a lot of times we have spare PFDs, and just clip it around the rope. And that way, if stuff fires back, it dampens the system. There's more mass here. It doesn't fire back as fast. This is some padding. Even as a minimum, an extra throw bag is better than nothing. So if you have a throw bag, sometimes in the past I've used the bag that all my safety kit comes in. So all of this stuff was in a bag. Maybe it was a watershed or a big dry bag. Take that bag and clip it on. I've never tested how well this works, but it seems in my mind to be a good idea. So just to follow up with all this, or just to conclude all of this, there's 3 things we can do. 1, have a 2 or 3-point anchor on the raft. 2, use a redirect. And 3, some sort of dampening. And I would say in order of how well they work, the 2-point anchor or 3-point anchor to me seems to work the best. The redirect next, and I'm not sure how this works. I would suggest making it just best practice to do at least 2 of these things. And so if you have a redirect and a 2-point anchor, you should be pretty good. You should feel pretty good about things. Or if you have a redirect and dampening, if you only have one and that's all you can do, then you're working with what you have. But we really don't want to get hurt. So you want to be very thoughtful about what you do. Doing none of these things is a bad idea. Pulling out one D-ring with mechanical advantage in the line of fire is dangerous. And that's something we don't want to do. So we want to do at least 1 of these things, ideally 2, ideally 3. So that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. As always, if you have comments, ideas, questions, if you think I'm wrong, put that in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks.